What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the simulator. Welcome back to the channel. Yes, I know my camera's pointed at the ceiling. There's a reason for that. This isn't actually going to be a golf video. Let's see, it's the 19th of July 2025. It's a Saturday. The simulator needs some maintenance. So today, there's this module on my BenQ projector that I never installed when I originally set up the sim, and it barks at me to install this thing every damn time I turn it on, like it stops the boot up sequence. Now, I don't know if I have what I need to install the module, but I will certainly try. What this module does, I guess it's like a BenQ's version. Can you see that? It's BenQ's version of a Fire Stick. Couldn't really care less. But I'm tired of it barking at me to install the damn thing. It needs micro USB 5 volt. That's a little outdated. And then micro HDMI, and allegedly all the hookups for it are underneath this thing here. So all I need is a screwdriver to take it off. It looks like a Phillips. But let me get my tools and stuff ready and set my ladder up, and we'll see if this thing is actually plug and play or not. Ladder's set up, I got a screwdriver. Let's walk up the ladder with a tool in our hand, very safe. I know you guys can barely see what I'm doing. You're not missing anything. Okay, screw is out. How does this stupid thing come off? Is it this? All right, expectations exceeded here. There's actually a micro USB already in here, a little pigtail. Click. And then there's a micro HDMI in here too, which is pretty cool. I honestly doubt I will use this, but like I said, it interrupts the boot up sequence, which I find to be very stupid, but I think most things are stupid. I'm a 44-year-old man. Most things annoy me. It's a rite of passage. I can only imagine it gets worse with time. All right, let's put this little fine threaded screw back in here. I'm positive. Yeah, this is easy to drop here. Here. And then we'll test to see if it still interrupts the boot up sequence or if it changed the boot up sequence somehow. And I'm going to need this ladder for the next thing I'm going to do. Let's shut the projector off. turning off. I'm sure a bunch of screens will reposition and everything will get angry at me. We still recording? Okay, I still see voice. Let's boot this up. I hit power and it'll think about it for a second and then it'll tell me that I need to do something with that stupid Fire Stick dongle. It'll do this. Okay. Expectations exceeded again, I guess. So we're no longer getting the please install your wannabe ass BenQ Fire Stick warning in the beginning when we boot. And that's pretty sweet because that's been annoying me for a long time. Okay, what was next? I've got a bunch of broken zip ties in the top and I suspect the sides of my enclosure. I'm not sure why they chose to use zip ties, but they did also send a bunch of ball bungees. I'm going to try to use as many of those as I can, vice the zip ties, because the ball bungees, I haven't had a ball bungee break yet. And if you're like, what the hell is a ball bungee? Which you might be. This is a ball bungee. Here's the bungee part. There's the ball. And what it does is goes around an object, right? So think about one of the poles in the enclosure, and then it will hook on itself. See? It's actually a pretty neat little piece of gadget there. But I'm going to pause you while I get all of that set up. I'll be back. Should mostly be set up. You'll notice the view has changed. Now on these Carl's Place enclosures, you just got a bunch of Velcro here. And you'll start noticing that there are lots and lots and lots of broken zip ties. Here's one. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 broken zip ties along the top. There's not a whole hell of a lot you can do about it, to be honest. That's why I'm going to replace them with ball bungees. And life will move on, right? Thread it through. There's an eyelet on the screen. You thread it over the tubing, which either came with the enclosure or was provided by Carl's Place at a pretty good markup. I suggest buying this stuff from Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever you can get it and just cutting it yourself. Way, way, way cheaper than getting it from Carl's. I don't want to take any money out of Carl's Place's pocket, but at the same time, if you're a little bit handy and you've got a truck or your buddy's got a truck or somebody's got a vehicle that help you transport the tubing, you're going to save a lot of money. All right, there we go. The only thing with the ball bungees is if you do a ball bungee on every eyelet, it holds the screen up too high, and then your ball can roll under the screen. Therefore, the same as anything else in life, there's a give and a take, and You just got to kind of figure out where you can have a ball bungee and not have a bunch of, also have your golf balls rolling under the screen. Because on an enclosure this big, and as close as I've got it to my garage door, that is extremely annoying to have to go do ball collection duty. Not the good kind. Every so often. But the bungees don't break typically anywhere but where your high impact area is, which is right here for me. I got it just about center mass. The problem with that is when I have taller guys in my simulator, like I did Thursday, I had one of my buddies over here playing, and depending on how the backswing on his driver looked, sometimes his driver would touch that curtain. Ideally, I would have a space that was about 5 feet wider, but I consider myself lucky to have this thing at all, so I'm not going to pick nits. And those taller guys, he might come over here 5 or 6 times a year, so I'm not going to change my whole configuration just for him. But adding those 2 ball bungees should pick the screen up a little and get our image back online. Do your Velcro back up. I can already see our image is picked up quite a bit. But I also don't want golf balls rolling underneath the screen, because that is one of the most annoying things on the planet. There we go. For the rest of it, sometimes I'll come in here and I'll tear off all of this stuff and do kind of a visual inspection on all of the equipment. Sorry, tongue's tied this morning, it's early. I can already see that the screen's being picked up a little more than I want to. I'll adjust that off camera. But I can also see that the image over here is over off the screen. And I don't know why it's doing that. There's a lot of strange adjustments you gotta make unless your projector is exactly centered. But that's fine. Damn bug. Dude, these bugs. Anyway, I don't want the video to get too long. If you can use the ball bungees that Carl sends over, use those. But if you use too many of them, especially along the top, the screen gets picked up too high. But there is a tension cable down there, a spring-loaded tension cable that goes between the 2 uprights. You can adjust that to an extent. It's just a game of give and take. But anyway, guys, that was a not so quick video, 15-minute video on me putting the little Fire Stick wannabe whatever module into the back of this BenQ projector so that it would stop prompting me to hook it up every time I turned it on. And then I replaced had a couple of broken zip ties in the back on the top of the screen for the damn impact screen. These bungee or these zip ties break. It's obviously like a long iron and driver shots do it the most. You're not really breaking any zip ties with, you know, your 60-degree wedge. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.